Well, hey, welcome back. We are here for a short thought, and today we're going to be looking at the topic of represent. Whatever it is you're representing today, whoever it is that you're representing, can I encourage you to be a force for good? Take courage to stand for what it is that you believe to be right. Yet be prepared to be humble enough to admit when you get it wrong. There will be times when we do. When it could come across as wrong, even though we think that we've delivered it exceptionally well. What when we may recognise as good, others may interpret as different. All in all, recognise that the things that we choose to stand for or walk away from are things that shape a part of who we are, regardless of whether we choose to recognise that as a thing or not. When you stand for something greater than yourself, you have to choose what it is that you're representing. Is this specific cause or this attribute, this event, something that is in line with my values, in line with who it is that you are aspiring to be? What is it that you're going to want to be remembered for? If suddenly there was a life-altering event that meant you weren't able to be as active or proactive to a situation that you were otherwise committed to, what it is we represent, who it is that we represent, isn't only important on the days when we choose to turn up. They're important on the days that we choose to take off and the time when we move on. Maya Angelou, an American poet, wrote these words. He said, people won't necessarily remember what it is that you said or what you did. They'll remember how you made them feel. They won't necessarily remember what it is that you said or did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. I think sometimes we can get caught up on the visible things, on the manageable outcomes that give clear opportunity for reaction. But I want to ask the question, who and what is it that you want people to remember you for? Is it your words? Is it your actions? Or is it the way that you made someone feel? Arguably, each of the first two lead to the latter one, but they're driven by this question. What is it you're choosing to represent? And for today's short thought, that is my question to you. One thing that I'm increasingly aware of is that sometimes people aren't going to be up for the things that you choose to represent. And that's okay, because people's responses are not your responsibility. You are responsible for you. When you're choosing to represent certain qualities or campaigns or lifestyle choices, whatever it is that it may be, let me encourage one another with this reminder that when we choose to represent something, it doesn't mean that we get to be ignorant to other people's viewpoints or opinions, other people's lifestyles, and other things which may seem different to the way that we would choose to handle them. We all have a responsibility to take time to learn about the things that we do not know. May we grow resilient in our thoughts and our actions, but not resistant to a commitment to journeying with one another. What you are responsible for is determined by what it is you're choosing to represent. And that question again for you today. What is it you are representing? I hope you're doing great, and I trust that this week is treating you well. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. But until then, take care.